Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our time together. I am Lori Lamantia, and I'm here with the magical Trisha Fisk.
Good morning, everybody.
Welcome to our Everyday Prosperity. And today we're really going to go back to the basics, Prosperity 101 energy, because a lot in the world is going on right now. And maybe you are feeling this, oh my gosh, you're watching some of the market go, or you're watching, people start to get really scared about their financial stability. And this is a time that we have to lean into our prosperity consciousness and not get pulled into not poor, not poverty. The resistance of saying no to poverty versus yes to prosperity. And that's what we're going to do today is take a deeper dive into the energy of prosperity consciousness and how we can put ourselves in that place instead of the fear place that brings us into no scarcity, no poverty, no poorness. And I hope even you could feel from the energy difference of my words how the energy of prosperity and joy and abundance feels very different than the energy of poor and poverty. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I'm going to let Trisha add her piece to this introduction of the energy that we're talking about and going back to that fundamental.
Right. And it's palpable. So it's something you feel. When you're starting to um, like go to that place of dread or fear,
Or
it
worry. Yeah.
or worry, right? It's using what you know to get yourself back to that place of abundance, of knowing that no matter how it looks, your perception changes with your feelings. I had a discussion yesterday with someone in an Easter party saying that one of the advantages of being our age, which is older, I won't go into specific ages, is that we've seen things shift. We've been through times when, oh my God, this is it, and the economy is tanking and everything's going to be horrible. And then it shifts again.
Right.
So yeah, living a longer time allows us to experience more of these shifts and get less attached to panicking or needing to fix it right away, and just being able to keep your energy clear of it and stay where you need to be to take care of yourself.
Right. And one of my teachers, of Abraham Hicks, talks about going as general as possible till you can go back to that place of prosperity consciousness. So instead of trying to fix something specific, go general, like you were saying, and whatever it is that helps you feel in a different energy space, that abundance place. And the good thing is we've got spring all around us blooming.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost God's grace. Like, I know you guys are going through this tough time, but look at there's all this beauty and greening of the grass and the blooms. And, it really is almost like an antidote. It's like nature's antidote to the dark that is kind of feels like it's swirling around or whatever you want to say. But going general and just trying to reside in that place is kind of base. I keep calling it basic energy 101. It's learning to feel it in your body and consciously shift it in your on your heart and your energy system all around you. And this is the muscle we've been talking about. We have
Right.
been talking building this prosperity consciousness muscle, and now we're flexing it.
Right. And very important to do it again, because the chatter that you're hearing outside and around you is not very positive right now, but it's also not the only thing. I mean, a lot of what you're hearing is could happen.
Right. There's a
This
lot of
could be
pontificating. Yeah.
right, right.
Yes.
It could go this way. Yeah. And that's the kind of thing that sends you and me into a spiral. I really need to disconnect from that. There are assumptions being made that aren't truths. The truth is to go back into my heart and trust that place of abundance and prosperity and generosity and kindness. And I mean, look into the eyes of someone that you love and trust. For me, it's all I have to do is look at the smile on my granddaughter's face, and it's like the whole world shifts. The whole world turns into this beautiful, magical place.
Right. And that's the muscle that as we flex it, it gets stronger. And like we talked about last time, it grows and it evolves and it matters. I keep saying I don't think we realize how powerful we are when we are in that place. And that's part of being a conscious creator and a conscious chooser of your energy system is you are a power center. And when you go to that place, and even though it does, you're not sure you're doing much, you're doing so much because it's a conscious choice to shift your energy, and that sends ripples. It's like
It,
the butterfly effect.
right, right. But we can't stress that enough too.
Right.
That when you are coming from that place, you are radiating that off to the people around you too. This place of right prosperity and abundance.
And grace. There's so much grace and
Yeah,
love. And a lot of people are like, well, I don't feel it. That's our job is to remember it never left us. Our minds
right.
are fearing, doing the fear runs, but that fundamental place, that Eden place, is always here. And I was talking because yesterday was Easter, and you have all these different ideas flying around about Easter and
Mm.
Christianity. Oh my gosh, blah, blah, blah. And I'm okay with all of it, except I really want to keep holding my sovereignty around the the essential message of Christ, which was this you shall do and more, because you are, you know, you are one with the divine. And we kind
Right.
of, I just keep wanting to stay in that nuanced oneness with the unlimited, with the prosperity. And at this time watching stuff go on, it can rock you, it can rock your world. But
Mm-hmm.
that's when, yeah, you gather yourself and you fortify. You not
Right.
mean, not harsh. You just, like you said, you go back into your heart, your abundance center, your heart.
Right. And look for ways that have worked for you before if you're having a moment. Before we got started, I was sharing with Lori when I first learned to meditate, when I first started, I had a small house and a lot of people in it, and there was no private room for me to go in and meditate. So I took my mala, I had a mantra, and I put it in my pocket and I went for a walk. So I did walking meditation at that time and walking mantra, and it worked. I remember reaching out to my teacher and saying, "This is what I'm doing. This is what I have to do because I don't have a place at home." And I remember him telling me, "Whatever works,
Yes,
whatever
whatever
works
works.
is perfect." So he gave me permission, and um, I needed at the time I needed his permission to tell me it was okay, and that worked perfectly. So the other day, I found myself very agitated and I could not sit down. So mala in the pocket. I went out and went for a nice walk along the river path.
Mm.
So I'm uninterrupted. I don't have to worry about traffic or anything like that. Keep my mala in my pocket so people aren't staring at me. And it was just, and the fact that it reminded me of how my belief in meditation and my divinity all started
Mm.
through this. That was a beautiful thing too. Kind of
Full
going
circle.
back to, yeah, and circling back to how it started was felt lovely as well.
Yeah. And for people who are listening, Amala is a set of beads, right? There's like
Right. Yes.
108 beads on there, or
108 beads. Yes.
and you kind of say it like a quote a rosary for Christians or Catholics, but you move your finger to the next bead and you say your mantra, and it's very meditative and therapeutic, and focuses your mind in the present moment, and so it can't run around worrying and paying attention to other stuff. It's got to work through the mala. Malas are very powerful
They
meditative.
are. Right. And if you use the same mala for the same mantra all the time, the mala gets charged with that
Right.
as
Yes.
well. And
Mm,
yeah,
very powerful.
yeah, it's a
And I love
beautiful
that
practice.
example, that there are things we know we developed over time. Go back to them. This is
Mhm.
a time where you don't have to find the perfect thing. You just have to find the thing that sets you into that different space, the space of your heart or feeling at one or whatever it is. It could be church for some people, going and kneeling on a pew, just sitting
Hmm.
and singing those beautiful songs. It is so different for everyone.
Right.
Oh,
Use, yeah, find your space where
right.
you're you're percolating in that sense of abundance. Not just a sense of abundance, it is abundance.
Yes, yes, yes. You're moving back into the present moment where it's all available and it's all there and all the possibilities are there. And then and this is the key, right? Once you're in that space, then you make your choices. If you're in the not poverty space, you're going to make very different choices than when you're in the prosperity consciousness space. And that I think, again, we've been talking about, but with reiterating, you don't react. Choose to go to the abundance place, do your mala walk, let's say, and then ask, well, what do I feel like doing anything? If what? You know, I'm looking for the inspiration from the abundance place, not from the fear, not poor place. And again, very different results just based on where you've decided to place your body radiating energy.
Absolutely. So I have a reading I'd like to share,
Mm,
and it's from the book For Lovers of God Everywhere by Roger Houston, and it's Poems of the Christian Mystics. And this one I've always loved from the first time I read it. This place of abundance. We know nothing until we know everything. I have no object to defend, for all is of equal value to me. I cannot lose anything in this place of abundance I found. If something my heart cherishes is taken away, I just say, Lord, what happened? And 100 more appear. St. Catherine of Siena.
mm, beautiful. I love that poem because she has developed the understanding that she can lean into that magnificent unlimitedness, and it can't let you down. It
Right,
can't, because it's always a giant unlimited vibration. And when you lean into it, what happened? Okay, it doesn't matter. 100 more will come.
right.
And I got that. I don't know. I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast, but I love going to the dentist and going in the gas. And one time when I was in the gas, I got so clearly, because my mind kept trying to go down all these wormholes. And it's like, I've already thought this all through, sweetie. Just relax. You can lean into the unlimited because it's so incredibly brilliant and wise. It's already gone down every cuckoo wormhole we could go down, and it knows how to result in prosperity, joy, freedom, so we can lean into it. And remember, of course, always that it is us and we are always a part. You can never be disconnected. And I think when you keep reminding yourself there is no separation. We are one with it. That again is a muscle that serves us in these times of huge distraction where our minds are like, but, and you're like, thanks,
Right.
but no, thanks. I'm not going there with you.
Right. Right. The exterior world right now is very chaotic, and it's really important to not jump into that and be a part of it.
Right. Unless you're called from that place of abundance, and you never know how
Mm,
that place is going to call you.
that is true. That is true.
We've been doing this podcast and we were called to talk about prosperity consciousness again versus not poverty, not poor. That was what we were called to. And to be honest, I know it was for me because I felt myself getting sucked in and it really made me really reaffirm, well, Lori, what is prosperity consciousness to you? And how does it feel? And how do you remember it in your body? I loved your Mala walk because not only were you doing it in your head, but you were feeling it in your body. The
Right.
feet, the
Right.
whole body experience, the mantra, the feeling the mala, the walking in nature. That's the radiating place when our mind, heart, body, and emotions are all aligned. That's prosperity consciousness. It's not just your head saying, hey, but your body going, I don't believe you, and you're having an internal tug of war. Alignment, alignment, alignment. And the Mala walk is a perfect alignment, or whatever people choose to do, but it's a whole, notice how it's a whole body. Everything's aligned.
Right. And yes, and you need to find your space where that happens. Maybe you're a knitter,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
or maybe you're a drawer or an artist or a vision board.
Right.
Yeah, whatever your space is.
And certain yoga classes, I mean, a yoga class in a yoga studio for me, boy, shifts me right in there. A yoga class in my health club, yeah, not so much.
Mm,
So
yeah.
kind of noticing what does it for you. And that's part of the journey too, is as a sovereign, you get to know and learn about your energy system. And, you try things on and go, that worked, that doesn't work. That's part of our journey as a conscious creator, a power center, a divine sovereign being. We have to know what works for us and what doesn't.
Yes. Yes.
So really this talk is really about getting back to basics, energy basics, prosperity basics, alignment basics, and use your muscles and do the consciousness work.
Right. And right. And if you need to go back and think about what has worked for you before, if you're having a little trouble with it because there's so much noise around you, what worked for you before?
Right? It
Go
doesn't
back.
have to be new.
No,
Tried
it
and
doesn't
true.
have to be. Yeah,
Yeah,
tried and true.
I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah. And sometimes it gives you comfort. I noticed, I don't know, I think I mentioned it. I've been holding on to a stuffed animal, during my meditation. And I'm like, it's just been so comforting to me just to have something that I'm hugging and feels like it's hugging me back, the reminder.
All right.
So everyone, give yourself, Trisha, before we started, you used this beautiful, let it dwell within you, let it reside within you, and then radiate it, that sense of abundance. Remember, it is always dwelling in you, and it does reside within you. And when you realign with that, it's so easy to radiate it. Um,
Yes. And then you share it. You share it with everyone around you.
yes, and you become a force or not, force, but you become exactly what is needed in that moment.
Beautiful.
Namaste, everyone. Have a
All
wonderful
right.
week. Hold your space, right?
Hold your space. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you.
Yes.
Namaste.
Swaha.